Reported about your daily activities in life and movement about your city, your country, the world. If you could understand the level of control that is being created through AI to manage us, the human resources of this world, you just might change the way you think about technology today and your interactions with it and with AI. There is a system in China that is already active and watching the citizens there, waiting to be brought online as the official active control grid to monitor their every move, activity, action, and thought process. The futuristic movie starring Tom Cruise, The Minority Report, depicted such a scenario where the citizenry are subject to arrest based on their very thoughts by an elite law enforcement squad known only as the Pre-Crime Unit. In the movie, they used 3 gifted humans called precogs, with special powers to see into the future and predict crimes beforehand. In the real world, that gifted entity is better known as AI. AI's predictions of what you just might do next is fast becoming our reality, and no one even seems to notice or understand that it is happening right in front of our eyes. Oh, they see it in advertising, but they think that its only purpose, it's just for advertising. But no one in the captured populace seems to understand its true purpose, and that purpose is to completely control all of humanity. Saudi Arabia just granted citizenship to a robot named Sophia. Now on the surface it sounds benign, but what lies beneath is what you need to really be focusing upon. Underneath that facade that is Sophia lurks the real threat, and that threat is artificial intelligence, or as Max Egan has suggested, autonomous intelligence. That intelligence is a computer program that is not exactly cognizant in the manner that it would possess a soul and therefore the capacity for compassion, but rather a self-aware software program who only relies on pure logic to make its decisions. A logic that lacks the ability to consider the human condition of compassion for one another and therefore is only capable of making cold and calculated decisions based solely on logic alone, no matter how terrifying the outcome of such a decision might actually be. This is what's being put into place behind the scenes by the powers that be, and they are doing so right under our very noses. Not only that, but people are willingly paying for the build-out of this system, and they don't even realize it. So I'm making this piece to try to show you that dark reality which lies beneath the surface of your world, so that you can become aware and hopefully wake up to the true reality around you and join the fight to stop this madness and help restore order and justice to our world. It's going to take every last one of us who become awakened to make that difference, and we need every possible voice we can get to accomplish this goal. So don't do it for me or even for yourselves, but do it for your future children and your grandchildren. Don't we owe them at least that much?
For decades, facial recognition has been the stuff of science fiction. Well, for many here in China, it's already becoming a part of daily life. Thanks to huge advances in artificial intelligence, people here can use their faces to log into mobile apps, access office buildings, and take money out of ATMs. At this KFC in Beijing, you can even use your face to get meal recommendations. Not all of the applications are so mundane. Police are also using the technology to shame jaywalkers and to scan crowds for persons of interest. A massive centralized database makes it possible for authorities and some private companies to identify nearly anyone by capturing their face. Access to these photos is a boon to companies like search giant Baidu, which is using them to build a range of products.
There is a data set maintained by government Basically, that means that for almost everyone who has the ID, for everyone over 18 years old, the government will have your face in the database.
Some worry this technology could lead to serious invasions of privacy and make it easier for authorities to track political dissidents. But others see it as a powerful tool for public safety.
Not only helps to track criminals, it also helps find missing people. So it's good for the society.
Facial recognition algorithms are growing exponentially faster and more powerful, thanks to a new technology called deep learning that allows computers to mimic the human brain's ability to learn. That means they can now compensate for problems like low light and bad angles. They can also adjust for age, making it possible to identify adults from their childhood pictures. So how does it work? Using complex algorithms, facial recognition systems start out by identifying all of the faces in a given image. For each face, the algorithm measures out key data points, like the distance between the eyes or the color of the skin. They then use those measurements to create a template that can be compared against other templates in a facial database. The more data they have, the better these systems do. Hundreds of millions of social media users here upload photos every day under terms of service that basically allow tech companies to do what they want with the images. Add a vast network of surveillance cameras, and China has lots of data to feed its algorithms. There are 170 million surveillance cameras installed in China, including more than a dozen on this stretch of road behind Beijing's Forbidden City. Analysts say China plans to install 450 million new surveillance cameras by the year 2020. The massive market represented by those cameras has attracted interest from established companies and startups alike. At one facial recognition startup, SenseTime, employees' faces are scanned at the door. Inside, the company displays a system that serves up advertisements based on a person's age and gender. And a Nikon. I do like photography. Not unlike the ads in a certain Tom Cruise movie. You could use a Guinness right about now. The company also sells more serious tools, capable of tracking both people and objects.
This is a live feed recorded by this camera. It recognizes different attributes of people, a car, or bicycles. This is actually very useful for the police department to extract information from the videos. Basically, it makes the video searchable. Besides
having access to reams of data, companies like SenseTime also benefit from China's relatively casual attitude towards privacy. In a country accustomed to government snooping, many are willing to have their faces scanned for the sake of convenience. A bigger concern is that the systems could be tricked or hacked using fake faces. Critics note that a hacked password can be changed, but everyone has just one face.
If the rectangle is green, that means it is a live people. And if the rectangle is red, it is a attack or hack, actually. When our systems first go online, we do suffer from a huge volume of a huge amount of hack. But by collecting sufficient hack data, I think the machine can tell whether it is a hack behavior or it is a true person.
Facial recognition is just one of several branches of artificial intelligence technologies that have already started to redefine what's possible in China and elsewhere. And of course, just like any technology, it's susceptible to abuse.
You have a very advanced tool, so you could use it to do good things and you could use it to do bad things, but the key is the way you choose.
So what kind of a system are we leaving for our children when this system officially comes online and the world officially becomes the police state that we all know it's becoming? And the police state decides that truthers like me or you are no longer tolerable and have become a problem for the state, and they decide to deal with us. Well, keep that thought in the back of your head as you watch this next clip, which I'm sure you're familiar with because it's made its rounds on the web over the past week. That is the Slaughterbots clip. Keep that in mind when you're watching this clip. What happens when our kids decide to speak out and stand up for truth? What kind of a system, what kind of a world are we leaving for them? Think about it.
Customer pilots directed almost 3,000 precision strikes last year. We're super proud of it. It allows you to separate the bad guys from the good. It's a big deal. But we have something much bigger. Your kids probably have one of these, right? Not quite. Hell of a pilot? No. That skill is all AI. It's flying itself. Its processor can react 100 times faster than a human. The stochastic motion is an anti-sniper feature. Just like any mobile device these days, it has cameras and sensors, and just like your phones and social media apps, it does facial recognition. Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works. Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents. They used to say guns don't kill people, people do. Well, people don't. They get emotional, disobey orders, aim high. Let's watch the weapons make the decisions. Now, trust me, these were all bad guys. Now that is an airstrike of surgical precision. It's one of a range of products. Trained as a team, they can penetrate buildings, cars, trains, evade people, bullets, pretty much any countermeasure. They cannot be stopped. Now, I said this was big. Why? Because we are thinking big. Watch. A $25 million order now buys this. Enough to kill half a city. The bad half. Nuclear is obsolete. Take out your entire enemy, virtually risk-free. Just characterize him, release the swarm, and rest easy. These are available today. We have a distribution network taking orders from military, law enforcement, and specialist clients.
The nation is still recovering from yesterday's incident, which officials are describing as some kind of automated attack, which killed 11 U.S. senators at the Capitol building.
They flew in from everywhere but attacked just one side of the aisle. It was chaos. People were screaming.
You can see high windows, very small, precisely punctured to gain entry to the building.
What did you do for the victim?
I just did what I could for him. Things weren't even interested in me. They're just buzzing.
Government sources admit the intelligence community has no idea who perpetrated the attack, nor whether it was a state, group, or even a single individual.
So if we can't defend ourselves, then we strike back.
We are investing very heavily in classified defense projects.
We make it our deterrent like our nuclear deterrent. We stockpile in the millions, the billions.
At key facilities, the White House, the New York Stock Exchange, Wall Street.
Safe in their homes.
Well, we wish we had boots on the ground in every community in this country, but we don't. So our instructions,
Ollie?
our suggestions are to stay in touch with you.
Ollie, hi. Hi, Ollie, honey. How's Edinburgh today? How are all your studies going, huh?
Good. Great.
Oh, great. Hey, aren't we doing a video call today?
I'm kind of with people, so.
Oh, well, come on, Oliver, put her on.
Oh no, it's not like that. No, wait.
Oh, well, listen, I see some photos here with somebody, and I can see lots of likes, and what's that all about? Oh, wait a minute, here, and on your
Mom, she's on the spy stuff in the military.
What is this video right here? Oh, no, I'm not going to click on that.
It's just this human rights thing about oppression or whatever.
Honey, you're not going into politics, are you? I mean, no protest.
Safe here, just like you said it would be.
Heavy traffic approaching the A720 this morning due to police.
Police are not saying this morning what prompted the alert.
Claim relaxing firearm legislation would be useless against the so-called slaughter bots.
Is to stay away from crowds. When indoors, keep windows covered with shutters.
Protect your family. Stay inside.
Can you hear me? Oliver, can you hear me? Listen to me.
I can hear it. I can hear it, Mom. It's close.
Authorities are still struggling to make sense of an attack on university campuses worldwide, which targeted some students and not others. The search for a motive is apparently turning to social media, and a video shared by the victims exposing corruption at the high.
But it's far from surprising. The weapons took away the expense, danger, and risk of waging war. And now we can't afford to challenge anyone, really. It's not even the smallest fringe group or a crank.
Who could have done this?
Anyone.
Dumb weapons drop where you point them. Smart weapons consume data. When you can find your enemy using data, even by a hashtag, you can target an evil ideology right where it starts.
This short film is more than just speculation. It shows the results of integrating and miniaturizing technologies that we already have. I'm Stuart Russell, a professor of computer science at Berkeley. I've worked in AI for more than 35 years. Its potential to benefit humanity is enormous, even in defense. But allowing machines to choose to kill humans will be devastating to our security and freedom. Thousands of my fellow researchers agree. We have an opportunity to prevent the future you just saw, but the window to act is closing fast.
So I'd like you to think about it. What kind of a world do you want to leave for your children? What are you going to do to change the world and make it a safer place for your kids, for your grandchildren? What kind of a world are we going to leave for our kids?
Folks, this is the system that was spoken of in the Bible, in Revelation. I'm going to read to you Revelation 15 through 17. We start out at 15. Revelation 15. And he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both great and small, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So this is the system that's being built. This is what we're leaving to our children. And what I want to encourage you right now to do is to seek out Jesus Christ, because he is the only way. Not just for your children's sake, but also for your sake. If you do not already believe on and follow and surrender to Jesus Christ, I encourage you now, give your life over to Jesus Christ. He is the only way. He's the only one who can save you. There is no other way out of this. Unless we can stop this system's going to take over the world. Now, do I want to be a defeatist? No, I think it's possible to slow the system down, but I don't think it's possible to stop the system, not as far as we've come. So, for you, for your sake, For the sake of your souls and for the sake of our children's souls, I'm encouraging you. Seek out Jesus Christ. Put your trust and faith in him. Follow him. Ask him into your heart. Repent of your sins and surrender all that you are and all that you have to Jesus Christ. Because there is no other way into heaven, folks. Jesus said it himself. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So there it is, folks. Jesus is your only way to salvation. If we can't stop this system, nothing's going to stop this system. And honestly, I don't think we're going to wake enough people up to do it. Revelation was put in place and spoken out through the Bible because it's God's plan, and it has to happen. So, not that I'm trying to scare you, but Jesus is the only way you're going to save yourself and save your children. Your salvation and your children's salvation depend on Jesus Christ. So I encourage you not only to seek Jesus Christ for yourself, but also to show your children this very same thing. Have them understand the Bible. Have them seek out Jesus Christ. And only they can make the decision, but you can lead them to that pond. Like the saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. At least you can lead your children to the pond, and hopefully they will drink.
Remember, the truth is out there waiting to be found. Wake up, take the red pill, join the red pill info war, break the matrix, free your mind.